Hello everyone and welcome back to Law Statistics. Today's presentation is based on the topic Glossary of Muslim Law. Muslim law is a part of personal laws or family laws. It is not a codified law. People belonging to Islam are governed through Shariat. While studying, there are many terminologies and terms which are difficult to be understood. So, the following terms are as follows. First is the Ayam-e-Jahiliya. It refers to the pre-Islamic era. Basically, it's talking about the pre-Islamic era. Hijrat, the holy journey from Mecca to Medina in Hijrat. Then is the Islam. The term means submission to the will of God. Then is the Qur'an. It means to read. The word Quran has been derived from the word Qurra. Then we have Sunnat. It means the model behavior of the Prophet. Here we are talking about Prophet Muhammad. Then we have Sunnat ul Fil. It implies the conduct of the Prophet. Then we have Sunnat ul Qawl. It implies the words said by the Prophet Muhammad. Then we have Sunnat ul Tukhfir. It implies to the silence of Prophet. Then we have Hadith. It means what Prophet said, did, or allowed is Hadith, the traditions which have been followed for a long time. Then we have Fiqh. The term is given to the human interpretation of Muslim law. Then we have Nikah. It means the union of two sexes. It is considered as a civil contract under Muslim law. Then we have Shagir. When the person is below 7 years of age, this stage of life is called Shagiri. Marriage at this stage is void. Basically, it's talking about child marriage. So, at this stage, child marriage is void. Then we have affinity. It means mushrat. If the parties to the marriage are related through marriage, then it is void. Then we have fosterage. It means riza. If the parties to the marriage are related through the foster mother, then it is void. Then we have sahihi. A valid marriage is termed as sahihi, the marriage which meets all essential requirements of a valid marriage. Then we have batil. A void marriage is termed as batil. If the marriage is done under prohibited degrees, it is void. Then we have fasid. An irregular marriage is termed as fasid. Then we have sariri. When the person is between 7 to 15 years of age, this stage of life is called sariri. Marriage can be done under guardianship. Then we have bulug. When the person is above 15 years of age, the stage of life is called bulug. At this stage, a person is free to marry on his will. Then we have khairul bulug. It is the right of a boy or girl to repudiate the marriage on attaining puberty, subject to a condition that marriage has not been consummated. Then we have repudiate, to refuse to accept the marriage. Then we have the term consanguinity. It means khurabat. If the parties to the marriage are related to each other through blood relations, then it is void. Then we have iddat. It means the waiting period. It is performed after the divorce or death of a husband by a woman to ascertain her pregnancy. Then we have meher. The customary practice of dower is termed as meher. Then we have talaq. It means divorce, the dissolution of marriage by divorce. Related, there are 13 ways of divorce in Muslims. Then we have talaq-e-tafweez. It means when the wife uses her delegated power given by the husband to divorce herself from marriage. Then we have tuhur. It is a period when the woman is free from her menstrual course. Then we have talaqul biddat. It is the pronouncement of I divorce you 3 times. It dissolves the marriage immediately. Then we have ilah, husband's oath not to perform sexual intercourse with his wife for a period of 4 months. Then we have zihar. It means to compare the wife with the woman under a prohibited degree of relationship. Then we have mubarat. It is a kind of mutual divorce. Then we have khula. It is the divorce at the request of the wife. Then we have fask. It means to cancel, annul, revoke, abrogate or abolish the marriage. It is a judicial divorce on the option of wife. Then we have ikrar-e-nasab. It means an acknowledgement by the father of his child, acknowledgement of paternity. Then we have nafaka. It refers to maintenance, to provide food, shelter, clothing or other essential things for livelihood. Then we have Kharchai Pandan. It means battle box expense. It is the expense which a husband gives to her wife for personal needs. It is the absolute property of the wife. Then we have Valiyat. The guardianship of a person is termed as Waliyat. Then we have Waliyat Nafs, the guardian of a minor in person and property. Then we have Hizanat. The custody of a minor child is termed as Hizanat. Then we have Hiba. It means a gift without consideration given by a living person to another living person. Then we have Hibabil Ivaz. It is a gift given by a person to another person in exchange for other gifts. Donor and donee both exchange gifts. Then we have Hibaba Shartul Ivaz. It is a gift that is given on a condition that the donee will give consideration to the donor. Then we have Sadak, a gift given or dedicated to God is Sadak. Then we have Ariyat, when a person transfers the right to use and enjoy the property to the other person for a specific time period is Ariyat. Then we have Waqf. It is typing of property in the ownership of God. It is given for religious and charitable purposes. Then we have Mutawali. He is the person who takes care of the Waqf property like a manager or supervisor. Then we have Ijma. It means consensus or opinion by the persons who have knowledge of the law. Then we have Parda Nashin. A woman who observes Parda is a Parda Nashin lady. She is not allowed to meet anyone. Then we have Dhakul. It means the consummation of the marriage by the husband and wife. Then we have the last term, that is Kitabiya. A woman who follows any scriptural religion is known as Kitabiya.